Hiring first sales team. You both have done the early hiring at different roles in different companies. But I want to let's
let the G go
yeah,
first.
Let's dive into that.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of thoughts on this topic. So hiring your first sales team, the analogy I use is you're hiring missionaries. Right? So I kind of use the analogy of missionaries versus mercenaries. Right? Mm-hmm. So your mercenaries are your 50th rep, maybe, or your 20th, right? So they're just gonna repeat and rinse, kind of what you tell them to do, and maybe mercenaries a little bit of an extreme, but they're kind of in it for themselves, right? Whereas the missionary, they're on a mission from God, They really are on a mission from God, right? They're knocking on doors, not because they care about, because they care about the vision and they care about the message and the mission that they've been, imparted to go spread, right? And so they're believers, really. Like that's who you're hiring your first couple reps. They're missionaries, they're believers, and they care way more about spreading the word, right, the gospel, than they do about anything else, right? Like that's and bringing that, and then bringing home what they've learned, right? All right, let me tell you what I learned when I was out there on my mission, spreading the gospel. And so that's who I hire. I look for those who so believe in the mission, and just want to be part of it.
And which are you?
And what's my me?
Yeah, which one are you?
Oh, I'm total missionary.
Yeah, total obvious. That was
no, but
obvious.
It's interesting. Like, definitely a missionary, right? But I'm like the kind of person who tries to figure out, how do I repeat that missionary? Like, how do I make it that repetitive? Yeah. The hard part is it's not really repetitive, right?
Not at that phase.
It's not, right? Yeah. And so I'm like, all right, I'm trying to figure out how to take that special sauce from that phase, but like put it into a process where you can just make it repeatable.
And you probably have to it's different from the things that you get those in the hiring process. Like you have to pitch it. It's a different pitch, right? To get those missionaries excited versus mercenaries later.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if I'm hiring a missionary and in their first interview they're asking me about territories and quota and comp plans, they're not a missionary, by definition. Yeah. If they're asking me about the product and the market and the customers and the mission and the value and what are we doing and how are we saving the world and all those things.
There we go.
They're the ones.
I love that. And steal that.
They have to trust that the comp and the commissions will come, right? And of course, like if you're going to put someone 50% at risk, they need to trust that, but they do it because they trust you and they trust the mission and they believe enough in it that they know it will come, and they're not so freaked out that it may not come the first quarter, right? And they can roll with it a little bit longer.
You still have stuff from back in your BDR days that you teach and you bring to the table? Still have some lessons that you learned?
Yeah.
Smile.
Smile, yeah.
Really?
I believe that.
I totally believe that.
I used to work at a company and all the sales reps had mirrors.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I'm a big believer in the smile.
Okay.
I think that makes a big difference. The other one, this is a little controversial, but it's like unless you're the CEO, don't put a title, no titles, in your signature.
Yeah.
Right? No, unless you're the CEO, or unless you're the VP of something, just ignore it. Just put, your name and your phone number. You don't need much else.
I love it.
The whole, account executive, Northeast region, of tier 2 accounts, right?
Oh man. Emmanuelle just punked a bunch of people listening.
So I'm all about name, phone number.
That also just screams I'm a sales rep too, right? If you're account executive Northeast.
Oh yeah, totally.
Right.
Who cares?
Name, phone number. Yeah. Mimic how executives email.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't need.
Yeah. Look, Dave is looking at me.
Exactly how executives email is 4 words, question mark. I'm
But I love getting those emails. I gotta be honest.
When I get words. I send emails with no words. I just forward things.
What time was this sent from? Where was it sent from? What was the location?
Yeah.
What was the previous email? I'm trying to gauge what this email is.
Is this good or bad? What's going on?
But maybe not like he emails.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap up and talk about hiring a little bit. So what's it like interviewing with you?
Oh, let's see.
Yeah. You should interview Dave.
Yeah.
See if he passes.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah. Too much math.
I get into a lot of detail because I'm trying to sift out the BSers, right? So a lot of detail. I think here's the issue, right? They're for salespeople. They're going to be good at interviewing. They're going to be great at storytelling because that's what they do for a living.
Yeah.
So in order to sift out the stories, quote unquote, potentially not all true stories, I go into an ad nauseum amount of detail. Probably people are like, huh? I'm like, okay, so between 2012 and 2013, how many reps were there? And you know, what number rep were you? And who was your boss? And you know, how many customers did you have? And what was your quota? And you know, and how many deals you do per month? And I get into that because then, you know, if they
they start stuttering.
If they can hang, right?
You know his test?
What's your test?
Yeah, I have a whole bunch of tests. Which one are you talking about?
Like poke
The
around
ping
at
pong.
different.
It's a similar kind of test, except I'm not going into the details. I'm just trying to break them from the script.
Yeah.
So as soon as they start going scripted, then I go off topic to something else, then off again, then off again, and off again, and I just keep pinging around, and then I start to get into what I want answered. But I'm basically trying to understand what's bullshit or not, because a sales rep, especially, or anyone who's charismatic, comes in with some pitch, right? And they've rehearsed it and they've got the pitch down. And so I just try to break the pitch. All I'm thinking is like, there it goes again, stop it. And then we go into something else, and I don't let them continue a train of thought and then I bring them back around later.
I interrupt them a lot too.
Yeah.
I guess I think that's, you know, because you kind of I don't want to listen to a story.
Yeah.
Right. And it's my agenda. Not that you shouldn't be prepared and come in with an agenda. But you know, I'd like to control the agenda as much as